Good morning, afternoon, and evening travel wherever you are in the world. I'm your host, Lolly Hedgehog, and today we are doing something kind of different. We are doing a recap of last weekend's extravaganza for me, personally, and I didn't top 100. Yeah, laugh what you want. Yeah, well, you see, I threw pretty hard. We were going 4-0 straight off the bat, and I just did a big dumb move and just lost all attention and just decided to, like, throw. But anyways, I've had some questions from your guys from the last video where we hit 1,000 views. That's the most views I've ever had on this channel, and we gained a lot of subs. So for those who are new, thank you for subbing, thank you for sticking around, and thank you for your questions. And because of these questions, I'm gonna say this: watch the goddamn video, stop net decking, and watch the goddamn video. So this is basically a repetition of my explanations of this deck and how it works. But let's first, before we start off onto the video, let's actually go on to our pairings. We basically went 4-3-1. We didn't get a top cut, and this is our recap. Round 1, we played against Zulich. We went 2-0. The guy kind of misplayed. He could have gotten it, honestly, but he misplayed last second with the Alma and everything. Round 2, we played against Bird Up. We lost game 1, but games 2 and 3, we were able to turn it around. Round 3, we play against Unchained. That's pretty much a buy in this essence, because I basically get my Shaddolls effects if you're basically link something to use my Shaddolls monsters. Round 4 was Dragon Link, again a buy. If you could play the game properly, and you basically how win against Dragon Links. Round 5, it was against Prank Kids. This is where it gets downhill. I lost against this guy because he was playing very slowly, and that's something I should have like caught him out on. Yeah, pretty much. Please play faster. Round 6, I played against Strakolich, aka I played against Elysium. I didn't know the matchup that well. I basically threw that game. Would I have a game? No, because my hand bricked for game 2 again. Drawing too many fusion cards. Round 7, I played against a Invoked Shaddolls Dogma. The guy slow played me to draw it out, and then proceeds to, I hate the fact that people are slow playing this tournament, and and then round 8, I play against Try Game Melfi. The guy is a nice guy. This is where I'm gonna apologize to the guy. I was already quite frustrated in myself, where game 1 I could have gotten it if I Ash the Blossom the Obedience Schooled. And this is where something I feel like a lot of people should take into consideration. Do not take your frustration out on people. When the guy was like, good game, after the game, I was like, after the game, I just left. I didn't say good game or anything, and that is very unacceptable. And if you are watching this, my opponent, I apologize for my behavior, and that's something that is a big no-no, and I truly regret that. So yeah, that's me owning up to my mistakes, and for you guys not to do the same. But anyways, we're gonna discuss about our entire deck and how it works, because you guys are asking me questions. So the first question that you guys asked me was, what's the reason for Alma Duke? This is the one thing I actually mentioned in the deck profile earlier, is that Alma Duke is a super poly target for Tri Brigades, because they summon at least 3 Link monsters, and a lot of Tri Brigade players have been actually trying to play around Alma Duke, which kind of gives you less protection on board. So that's pretty much what they're scared of, and for those who are fearful of Alma Duke, they are basically losing to it. And so because of people are playing around Alma Duke nowadays, Raijin was a better option. And honestly, if anything, if I was playing it in Bird Up, I would have just played Wendigo on the side instead of Alma Duke, and then played Raijin and then Wendigo, because I would always see these two. I mean, a super poly monster and a what's called Shaddolls monster instead, where I could just play a Wendigo, and then Wendigo protects itself as well from cards like Double Oath Dragon, because it's unaffected by card effect, I think. It cannot be destroyed by battle with an opponent's special summons monster. You can only use this effect when the go must return. So it can't be destroyed by battle with a opponent's monster. So that's pretty good. And then you basically just Shaddolls fusion out a monster and just negate their what's called Bird Up effects and such. And yeah, pretty much that. Raijin is also a super poly target for if you're going against Bird Up. If you have Alistair in hand, it's super poly. So yeah. If anything, Alma Duke, I would probably just drop out a side deck for a Wendigo or a Mud Dragon of the Swamp. So yeah, that's pretty much the explanation of Alma Duke. Try testing Ghost Ogre in main after over Lancia in the main. And if you have Ice Dragon's Prison, it kind of claps Rogue. Okay, first off, I do not want to main Ice Dragon's Prison, and the reason why is this. Because you already have cards such as Infinite Impermanence. Let me pull that out actually. You already have a trap called... Okay, I forgot I played it. I'm playing Infinite Impermanence in a different deck, I think, at the moment. But, oh, there it is, actually. Infinite Impermanence. So, the reason why you're not playing Ice Dragon Prison in the main is because of a trap called Impermanence. Ice Dragon Prisons, you won't really find this much in a lot of matchups. And second, when you are drawing hands for Shaddolls, you either want to expect that you are either going to lose the die roll, so you want to have some insurance at the same time. Impermanence actually helps you have that insurance, where it's another hand trap. You're playing what? 3, 6, 9, 11 hand traps in the deck already. And pretty much this is just something if you are playing against Dinos or Dragon Links and such, where you're not going to really need it all the time. And what I expect in this current meta is mostly either a mirror or some Invoked variant. IDP is a lot better in the side because you're, again, not going to expect this a lot. But at the same time, what's it called? IDP comes up into the side a lot of times when you're playing, setting out Imperm and such. But if anything, it's better to just have it inside because it's something that's nice to have, but sometimes you don't really want it compared to Imperm where you can utilize it majority of the times. Yeah, that's pretty much my explanation for that. And for the Ghost Ogre thing, let me ask you this before you argue with me on this. What decks that lose to Ghost Ogres? Okay. I understand Dragon Link possibly can, because you basically Ghost Ogre the dragon, they'll lose it. What else is there? That's pretty much it. Like, okay. Rogue tends to combo a lot. It tends to go 5 summons. You have Nibiru for that. It makes a board for building gates. You have Dark Ruler for that. It builds boards where it has back row. You have Cosmic and Feather Duster for that. You have IDP for that, like you said, that Rogue, that IDP class Rogue. Numerons, okay, I'm not really scared of Numerons. Hello, I could just go Schism, I could just go Imper. They don't have what you call it, Zexal. There's legitimately no point in being scared against Numeron in this deck. You have Super Poly, you have Ash, you have Phantasme, you have Lancia. The only thing you should be worried about is honestly, if you're playing this deck properly, nothing. And so the reason why, compared to other hand traps, such as, if anything, Ghost Ogre is not a perfect format for this format. If we were back to a Infernoble Dragon Link mat format with Numerons and such as well, then possibly, yeah, I would play Ghost Ogre 100%. But if your concern is light targets, you have Lancias for that in the main. You have Nibiru's for that. You have Phantasmes for that. I mean, Phantasme is a dark. Phantasme helps you draw into like additional hand traps as well. And it helps you gain resources as well. That's why you're playing Phantasme. You're playing Ash Blossom because it's a universal hand trap. And then Lancia, come on, you don't really need... You need Lancia in this current format. There's a lot of decks that banish. Shaddolls, Invoked, Dragon Link, you name it. That's pretty much why you're playing Lancias. Is there a particular reason why you didn't play the Dogmatica stuff? I was thinking of doing the same. Okay. Before anyone calls me a broke-ass bitch because I'm not playing the Dogmatica stuff, bitch, please, I have Dogmatica stuff. Hello? I have, if you guys saw, I did a Dogmatica Trickstar deck profile already, but yeah, pretty much, I already have my Dogmatica stuff. So before you call me a broke ass bitch and respond saying that, fuck you. But the reason why you're not playing Dogmatica stuff such as Nadir Serpent and Ecclesia is, Nadir Serpent and Ecclesia is not a type of thing you want to play in a deck that focuses on what's called being opportunistic. In Invoked Dogmatica, you are meant to be able to control the board, break apart your opponent's board on their turn, and other things. Okay, you break apart your opponent's board in this deck with Super Poly on their turn. Okay, that's true. That's true. You're playing Makaba to basically control the board. That's true. That's true. You're playing Winna that control. Okay, but in order to get to that point, you need your extra deck. Your extra deck is already quite tight. You can't play additional cards like Intis. You can't play additional cards such as 3 Aqualone. You have to play 2 Aqualone, 2 Contract, and 2 Winda. You have to be very resource manageable. And with Makaba, Burger Trio, and Raijin, that's for the Invoked engine as well. You can't get rid of those as well. And the point of the Ecclesia to add Dogmatic of Punishment is to get rid of your opponent's board during their turn and gain resources during their turn. You gain resources already from Shaddolls Beast during their turn at times, also from Alistair or Schism or Shaddolls Incarnation, but the thing is, you don't want to do that in this current format. In this current format, you want to be able to break their board on your turn, finish them off during your turn, while maintaining a higher position on your turn. That is not what Dogmaticas do. Dogmaticas play on your opponent's turn as well. They negate on your opponent's turn, they get rid of cards on your opponent's turn. Maximus helps you defend during your turn. During their turn. So you can have another turn to kill them. You don't want to give them another turn. That's the one thing with this deck. You want to be able to stop them from playing and go forward from there. That's it. That's why you're playing hand traps as well. You stop them from playing if they're going first, and etc. Pretty much that's why I'm not playing the Dogmatica engine, and the deck is already considered a very, what's it called, efficient and consistent without the Dogmatica engine. So with the Dogmatica engine, it's not going to help a lot. It's going to worsen it. And the most timing where you can brick is when you draw all fusion spells. That's happened to me the entire time during the extravaganza. Bricking with fusion spells, which is the worst feeling possible. But yeah, pretty much that's my answer on why you're not playing the Dogmatica engine. What's the last fusion your side deck? Alma Duke. What do you think of BA this format? Okay. I had this conversation with YJ Pasana as well, where BA is going to be the most competitive decks. We saw Gabriel Vargas win in RDIQ with Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss is probably going to be that one matchup where it's going to be harder for us as Shaddolls players. So what do I say? Yes, it's going to be a very good deck in this format. You just need, like Shaddolls, you need a good pilot. Gabriel Vargas, Pack, and I don't know. I can't say Farfa. Farfa's not a good pilot. But because of BA, we are kind of considering extra deck options such as Caliga or super poly targets such as what's called Starving Venom Dragon. With those super poly targets, those are how we play against BA. I luckily didn't run across BA because if we're playing a control BA matchup with Invoked Shaddolls, it's going to turn into a grind game, which is kind of hard against BA. It's a very, you have to play properly and perfectly and manage your resources carefully against that matchup, 100%. And I'm not talking about with Dragoons and such, I'm talking about just pure BA, just Dante and Beatrice. It's going to turn into a grind game, that's it. And with Dragoons, with Dragoons it's a buy. They just make Dragoons, you just get rid of that Dragoons easily somehow, and pretty much you win. But against a proper BA player, it's going to be honestly hard to do so. And yeah. And lastly, this is kind of my favorite comment from the last video, is new sub, great content, keep it a good work, like the split screen, I see you and the cards too. Smile. But yeah, thank you guys for basically the support of this channel. I'm glad this channel is kind of small but still growing. But yeah, pretty much that is it for this video, and hopefully you all enjoy, like, subscribe, whatever, comment. But anyways guys, I have uploaded the prologue for Sealed Budget, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. This is a new series I am working on, and this is what I will be playing for a while. I will be putting this deck to bed into the next extravaganza, and you want to check me out where I do live remote duels with the Sealed Budget deck, twitch.tv/lollyhandtrap. But anyways guys, till the next, bye.